It often gets mislabeled. From the outside, it looks like procrastination, like a lack of discipline, like avoidance. You tell yourself you should be doing more, that you're wasting time, that if you just pushed harder, everything would move again. But internally, it doesn't feel like laziness. It feels heavy, foggy, resistant, as if your mind is dragging its feet while your intentions are trying to move forward. Psychologically, this state is rarely about motivation. It's about exhaustion. Not physical exhaustion you can sleep off, but mental fatigue that builds slowly and quietly. Your mind isn't refusing to work. It's asking for relief. Modern culture often treats productivity as a moral trait. Doing more means being better. Resting means falling behind. In that framework, slowing down feels like failure. So when your mind resists effort, you interpret it as a flaw. But resistance is often a signal that cognitive resources are depleted, that attention has been stretched thin for too long. Mental fatigue doesn't arrive suddenly. It accumulates, decision after decision, notification after notification, responsibility layered on responsibility. Even small choices require energy, and when that energy runs low, the brain protects itself by pulling back. It reduces drive. It dulls focus. It creates friction around tasks that once felt manageable. This isn't laziness. It's self-preservation. One of the reasons mental exhaustion is so misunderstood is because it doesn't look dramatic. You're still showing up. You're still functioning. You're just slower, less sharp, less responsive. From the outside, it can seem like you don't care. But internally, caring is part of the problem. People with tired minds often care deeply. They overthink. They anticipate. They try to do things right. This constant cognitive engagement wears the mind down. The brain doesn't distinguish between productive thinking and anxious rumination. Both consume energy. Over time, the cost adds up. Another layer is emotional labor. Many people carry invisible mental loads, managing expectations, reading the room, regulating reactions, being considerate, staying composed. This kind of work rarely gets acknowledged, but it's mentally expensive. When you've spent hours managing emotions, your own or others, there's less capacity left for tasks that require focus and initiative. So when you sit down to work and feel blocked, it's not because you're lazy. It's because your mind has already been working all day. Mental fatigue also distorts self-perception. When you can't access motivation, you start questioning your character. You tell yourself you've become undisciplined, that you've lost drive. This self-criticism adds pressure, which further drains energy. The mind doesn't recover under accusation. It recovers under safety. Feeling judged, even by yourself, keeps the nervous system tense. And a tense nervous system is not conducive to focus or creativity. Another important factor is unresolved stress. When stress doesn't get processed, it lingers. The brain keeps background tabs open. Even when you're resting, part of your mind is still monitoring threats, deadlines, uncertainties. This constant low-grade alertness is exhausting. You may not feel anxious in a noticeable way, but your mind is never fully off duty. Over time, this leads to burnout-like symptoms: difficulty starting tasks, avoidance, numbness, reduced pleasure. These are signs of overload, not apathy. There's also the issue of meaning. Tasks feel harder when they're disconnected from purpose. When you're unsure why you're doing something, motivation dries up quickly. The mind needs context to engage. Without it, effort feels empty. This doesn't mean you're lazy. It means your mind is asking for alignment, for clarity, for a reason to invest energy. Another overlooked aspect is recovery. Many people rest physically, but not mentally. They stop moving, but they don't stop thinking. They scroll, they consume, they distract. The brain stays stimulated. True mental rest requires quiet. Not silence necessarily, but a reduction in demand. Without that, fatigue compounds. So even after rest, the mind still feels tired. And that tiredness gets mistaken for a lack of willpower. When your mind is tired, it doesn't need pressure. It needs permission. Permission to slow down without self-punishment. Permission to do less without collapsing into shame. This doesn't mean giving up. It means recalibrating. Sustainable effort comes from respecting limits, not denying them. People often push themselves harder when they feel stuck, believing effort alone will break resistance. But effort without recovery deepens exhaustion. The mind needs cycles, focus and rest, engagement and release. When those cycles are ignored, performance drops. Not because the person is lazy, but because the system is overloaded. Understanding this changes how you relate to yourself. Instead of asking, "Why can't I just do it?" the question becomes, "What has my mind been carrying?" That shift replaces judgment with curiosity. And curiosity creates space for recovery. When mental fatigue is addressed, motivation often returns naturally. Not as pressure, but as readiness. You don't force it. You notice it. You feel clearer, lighter, more willing. This is how you know the problem was never laziness. It was depletion. A tired mind doesn't need discipline shouted at it. It needs care, structure, reduced noise, honest rest, and often gentler expectations. Productivity grows in environments of safety, not self-attack. When you stop calling exhaustion a character flaw, something loosens. You begin to listen instead of push. And in that listening, the mind slowly regains energy. Not all at once, gradually. Enough to begin again. Your mind isn't lazy. It's tired. And tired things don't need to be fixed. They need to be supported.